This is a review of the Lionel American Flyer Chief with Bluetooth Polar Express. Part number 6-44039. Let's open it up and see what's different, if anything. One of the changes on the box itself, it does indicate Bluetooth is now part of the equipment. Let's take a look at the differences between the first Polar Express and the new one with Bluetooth. As you can see, it might be a little hard to see, but the old one, the Polar Express lettering and numbering are quite bold and shiny, and so is the appearance of the paint on the original engine. It's shinier. One of the major distinctions is on the driver rods here. The driver rods here are very shiny compared to the dull gray and more prototypical driver rods here on the new one. The overall new one, the finish is more of a satin or a matte finish. The lettering of the numbers and the Polar Express on the tender are subdued, not as shiny and gold looking as the new one. So again, the new one is a little more prototypical as far as how it looks. Let's take a look at the front end a little bit. Now, even on the front of the locomotive, we can see that the numbering here on the old one is white and pretty bold, where here on the new one it's still white, but the size of the numbering is smaller. One other thing, pointing out the drivers themselves, if we look at the wheels, you'll see the actual rim and the wheels were shinier on the old one, and the new one is dulled down to match the dull gray look of the dry rods for, again, a more prototypical look of the wheel assembly. The next difference between the two sets, the older Polar Express, the lettering, the Polar Express, and the number were on the old hand control, and there was no red highlights for the knuckle coupler opening, or the nothing about shifting for the volume change. On the new one, of course, you have the red rear and front coupler and the shift. The shifting be for uncoupling, but also for volume control, as pointed out by turning the throttle from basically a zero position to full on or whatever. The same volume change can be made here, but you had to do a 2-button press in order to change that volume. One more feature change is on the passenger cars. If you look closely on the new one, your passengers are actually colored in their clothes, and their faces are colored to match the appearance in the actual movie, where on the old set the figures are just black silhouettes. So all in all, there's been several improvements made with the new set, besides having Bluetooth capability. The last point of difference that we'll make today is the difference between the lettering on the old Polar Express cars and the lettering on the new Polar Express cars. The lettering on the old one is a bolder gold, and it is at the top of the car. You can see it here. On the new ones, it's a little more subdued, and it's at the bottom of the windows on the car. So this is the way you can distinguish the old Polar Express, the first release Polar Express, versus the new Polar Express. How does the new Polar Express work with Bluetooth? Well, I'm setting up my phone right now to go ahead and use it. Okay, I'll hit the Lion Chief logo. I get Lion Chief. Go to the 1, 2, 3, 4 window. Touch that. Locomotive shows up. I select it and I hit connect. And I hear the chug, which says it's connected. Go back to the operational page and let's see if we can get her going. Okay, we'll take on some passengers.
All aboard! This is the Polar Express!
Let's turn on the smoke. Up, smoke is on. That's good. And here comes the Polar. Look over to the side here. See if we can capture it coming.
I am the king of the North Pole! I am the king of the North Pole!
Let's go ahead and stop her. Take a look at our passenger car. We've got the colored outline or silhouettes of the people showing through. We've got our Polar Express. Let's see what the messages are.
All aboard! This is the Polar Express!
So we'll get him going.
The first gas car crashes! Tickets! Tickets, please!
And if you see, we have smoke going on with the Polar. And it is now fan driven. So it puffs real nice. Comes around. Let's bring her back.
I am the king of the North Pole!
Now let's go to the settings when it comes back around. And one nice control we have with the Bluetooth, of course, is being able to turn off the smoke when we want. And another feature, because we are fan driven, the smoke unit now will continue to operate even though if I stop the train. So we'll bring it here where we can stop her. Here's your smoking engine. Okay, you can see the smoke continues on. Now let me go to the settings. Turn the smoke off. And sure enough, the smoke has stopped operating. So no longer do you have to go to the switch underneath to turn smoke on or turn smoke off. You can do it from your Bluetooth.
Well, you coming? Well, you coming?
Of course, if the train stops to pick up that one passenger and he's a little hesitant, Tom Hanks asks the question,
Well, you coming? The first gift of Christmas!
and we're off again. So I hope you enjoyed the full demo of showing you the differences between the two sets, as well as the operation of the Polar Express as it is in the new set. So hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you for the next review.